Morning, everyone. Legislative Day number 12 will now come to order. Please arise for a moment of silent meditation. I'll now call upon Councilman Catch to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag, States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, God, liberty, and justice for all. Is there a motion to approve the journal for the meeting of May the 1st?
So moved.
And 16th, I should say. It's been moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it, the journal is approved. Enrollment of bills, bills 16-23, 17-23, 18-23, 20-23, 21-23, 22-23, 23-23, 26-23 were passed by the council, signed by the executive, and hereby enrolled. Ladies and gentlemen and friends and colleagues, it is my pleasure as chairman of the Baltimore County Council, one of the greatest honors of my life, to now read the budget message for fiscal year 2024. Again, good morning. As chairman and on behalf of my council colleagues, I'm pleased to deliver the County Council's budget decision for fiscal year 2024. I want to welcome everyone in attendance in the council chambers, as well as those watching virtually online. Also want to take this opportunity to acknowledge all of the elected officials in attendance. We certainly appreciate you being here, and I don't see any. But if you are here, Scott Schellenberger, our esteemed state's attorney, we certainly appreciate you being here. And I see members of the Baltimore County School Board. If you're here, please stand. I see our chairwoman, Jane Lichter. Thank you for being here today. And I would like to also, did I miss any other elected officials? Now let's go to our members of the, our union leaders who represent our employees. I'll see our president of the TAPCO. We certainly appreciate you being here, as well as anyone else. Okay. Thank you so much. The success we achieve in Baltimore County is greatly assisted by the wonderful partnerships we have with the state and federal government. Nowhere is this more evident than with the partner we have in Congress in Senator Ben Cardin. As I'm sure everyone knows, Senator Cardin has decided not to seek re-election and will retire at the end of his third term in 2024. Though a long and distinguished career spanning over 50 years, he has been elected to every important legislative office one could hold, from delegate to Speaker of the House and the General Assembly, then on to Congress, and then he was elected to the United States Senate in 2006. Like every position he has held, he's represented us and led with honor and distinction. He has always been a staunch advocate for our state and our country, all while being a true gentleman in the rough and tumble arena of politics. I know there will be more and more tributes to him over the next year, but I'd like to take this opportunity to express our sincere and heartfelt thanks to one of our own, your friend and my friend, Senator Ben Cardin, for a lifetime of service and a well-deserved retirement. Please join me in a round of applause for Senator Cardin. Before we get into the details of today's adopted budget, I also want to take a moment to once again welcome our newest members of the Baltimore County Council, Council members Pat Young, thank you, Pat, and Councilman Mike Ertel. Councilman Young previously served as a delegate in the General Assembly and represents the First District. Councilman Ertel has been a longtime advocate for the Towson and Parkville areas and surrounding communities and represents the Sixth District. It seems like the inauguration was just yesterday. They have been on the job for almost 6 months and have been great additions to the County Council with fresh ideas and new perspectives. You may have noticed that I'm again delivering the Council's budget address as chairman. In January, my colleagues voted unanimously to elect me to serve as chairman for the 3rd consecutive year. I'm truly humbled by the faith my friends and colleagues on the dais have placed in my ability to lead the council in 2023. When I took the reins as chairman in 2021, as we all know, the world was still in the midst of a global pandemic that created punishing economic hardships and uncertainty over whether we would get back to a normal way of life, and most importantly, the loss of too many lives. Friends, colleagues, and loved ones, last year the effects of the pandemic were still present, and we were finally starting to get used to a post-pandemic life. The difficult economy was also taking its toll with high inflation and increased interest rates, making just about everything cost more. With the start of the new year of 2023, the addition of 2 new council members, and the challenges we would face, my colleagues made the decision to allow me to serve as chairman once again for an unprecedented 3rd consecutive year. I hope my stewardship as chair during the first 5 months of this year has rewarded their faith, and I look forward to continuing to move this council forward during the latter half of this year. I'd like to offer my sincerest, heartfelt thanks to my council colleagues. Thank you so much. There's no doubt that budget decisions we make today can have a profound effect on the residents of Baltimore County. The County Council is the final authority over the county finances. Each of us on the dais take this responsibility very seriously. Although we cannot increase the county budget, nor can we reallocate funds where the budget, nor can we reallocate where the budgeted funds will be spent. We do have the opportunity to delve deeper into the executive's budget and the budget requests for the county's agencies. Since fiscal year 2024, budget was presented to us a month ago. The county's auditor's office, as part of the legislative branch of county government, has undertaken a thorough review of each agency and has analyzed the budget down to the last dollar. They have also obtained additional details from the administration to support its policy initiatives in the budget. The auditor has given us the means to make informed budget decisions. We also don't make our budget decisions in a vacuum. County Spending Affordability Committee, which is also part of the legislative branch, plays a crucial role in guiding the overall budget formation for Baltimore County. The committee's recommendations ensure that the growth in the county's spending commitments is consistent with the overall economic growth of the county. During our budget hearings, with this year, we continue to convene virtually to give the public the best opportunity to see and hear in real time the budget hearings for each agency. We sat down with each director and their staff and took advantage of the opportunity to ask pointed questions about their agency requests and to support their budget. With that as the backdrop, today, for fiscal year 2024, we adopt a total operating budget of $4.47 billion, which includes a general fund budget of $2.71 billion and a robust capital budget of $625 million. During our hearings and last week's budget deliberation, several of my colleagues expressed their own concerns over the budget. Among a number of issues, Mr. Marks spoke of the extended time period for obtaining a much-needed traffic circle in his district. Mr. Catch discussed the need for BCPS to increase student achievement and to catch up from the effects of the pandemic. Mr. Ertel spoke of his concern over the county's planned purchase of a building in Towson without a clear plan for how the building will be used. Mr. Batoka talked about the ongoing issues with the sewer and septic pipe feeding from Green Springs Station to the Jones Falls, and whether the county had an adequate plan for addressing leaks and deficiencies in these areas when there are torrential storms. Mr. Young expressed frustration at not receiving timely responses to his inquiries from several agencies. Mr. Crandall lamented the administration's use of ARPA monies to fund new and reclassified positions and then moving those positions into the general fund rather than for one-time expenditures as intended. I questioned the wisdom of using yet another outside contractor to fill in the gap on school crossing guards rather than finding an in-house solution. However, except for the $500,000 cut to BCPS general fund budget that I'll detail later, the consensus of the council is to not recommend any further spending cuts for FY24. Although we do not agree with the allocation of spending over every agency and every capital project, we generally have faith in the investments being made by the administration in the direction in which Baltimore County is headed, and we kept the executive budget essentially intact. It is almost important to note that the budget we approved today is $3.2 million below the spending affordability guidelines, and also keeps a projected rainy day fund of $254 million, representing the required 10% of the budgeted general fund revenue. We are also mindful of our duty to convene the tradition of fiscal responsibility that Baltimore County taxpayers has come to expect. The budget approved results and no new taxes on our residents. For the 35th year in a row, the county's property tax rate is not being raised. I think that's an applause line. The income tax rate and the personal property tax rate also remain the same. In addition, the homestead assessment growth cap remains the same at 4%. This is significant because it provides consistency for homeowners against substantial increase in taxable assessments, especially our older homeowners whom have lived in the same homes for many years. Today's adopted budget is also reflective of the county's AAA bond rating from all three of the major rating agencies. This is often referred to as the AAA bond rating and is the Cadillac of ratings. Only 51 counties nationwide, that's about 1.6%, achieved this rating, and it is clearly an objective indicator of Baltimore County's strong financial position. In a period where interest rates are rising and the cost of borrowing money is increasing, Baltimore County will nonetheless be able to borrow when necessary at lower interest rates than those paid by most other states and local governments across the country, thus allowing us to save millions of dollars in interest and provide even more services to our citizens. As we review the administration's budget request, we recognize the focus of this fiscal year's budget is investments in the core functions and services that government provides its residents, namely public safety, infrastructure, education, and school construction. These are issues that are emphasized during the budget town halls and are clearly factors that encourage individuals and families to come to Baltimore County and to stay in Baltimore County to live, work, and raise their families. The budget we adopt today provides the financial resources to build on the county's success in these areas. Perhaps the most fundamental service we provide our citizens is public safety. Last year, Chief Rung presented a consultant's report on the fire department's overall management and administrative functions, geared towards making the department run more efficiently. Chief Rung acknowledged the implementation of the report's recommendations would be a multi-phase, long-term effort. But in the short term, for fiscal year 24, the department increased by $7.3 million and includes additional funding for cost of living raises and other salary enhancements, safety and first aid equipment, medical supplies, additional turnout gear, contributions to our volunteer fire companies, and initiatives to address staffing and recruitment challenges. The capital budget includes more than $20 million in new funding for design and construction of the Sparrows Point Fire Station and replacement of the Catonsville Fire Station, as well as funding projects for new buildings, repairs, and renovations at fire stations countywide. We are providing a full funding and pay increases to our police officers and correctional officers, sheriff's deputies, and 911 personnel. We also increase operational funding to the police department by $9 million. These additional funds will be used to pay increases, but will also increase the starting salary for police officers in order to enhance recruitment efforts. I am also happy to express the council's support for increasing the hourly rate for school traffic guards from $15 an hour to $22.50 an hour. And I hope this increase will attract and retain those important partners in public safety. As I said on the dais during a work session a few weeks ago, one of our most important tasks is the well-being of our children and making sure they get to and from school safely. I would rather see any additional monies devoted to this function go to the crossing guards directly rather than be outsourced to an outside contractor. We also support the expansion of the department's take-home card program to increase the police presence in our neighborhoods. Last year, the budget funded the purchase of the first 20 vehicles to begin the rollout of a pilot program. The FY24 budget will provide funding for an additional 100 vehicles, which will be assigned to patrol division officers who are county residents. The take-home car program is a much-needed addition to the police department. The program will increase the police presence in our neighborhoods, assist with recruitment and tremendously increased the capabilities of the police department and allowed the department to scale up to respond to national disasters and other emergencies. As an additional bonus, I hope the take-home car program will encourage more police officers to reside in Baltimore County. The capital budget allocation to the police department consists of $9.6 million in new funding for facility repairs and renovations that include public safety buildings. The Woodlawn Precinct new roof replacement, the Essex Precinct replacement that will involve a modern renovation of the existing facility and a large addition. Also want to welcome back a man who is certainly not new to the Baltimore County Police Department. With 35 years of experience and fresh out of retirement, our new police chief, Robert McCullough. Put simply, Chief McCullough is a Baltimore County success story and an inspiration to us all. He started out as a cadet in 1985 when he was 18 years old. He was one of only 2 Black cadets. In fact, there had only been 3 Black cadets prior to him, and none were successful. Chief McCullough had said if someone had told him he would be chief of the Baltimore County Police Department someday, not only would he not have believed them, he would have thought it an impossibility. Yet despite the odds, Chief McCullough worked hard and progressed his way up through the ranks to colonel. He is a homegrown success story and has the qualities of a strong visionary leader that will make a great police department even better. My colleagues and I believe wholeheartedly he is the right person at the right place at the right time. Again, please join me in welcoming back Chief Robert McCullough. In the area of education for fiscal year 2024, we increased funding to our library system by an additional $3.5 million. These funds will be used for salary increases, a new salary scale, and 13 net new positions. We also support the library's plan to reestablish Sunday services at Arbutus, Cockeysville, North Point, Owings Mills, Perry Hall, Pikesville, and Towson. 7 branches where it had been a popular option prior to the pandemic. We hope the library will consider additional branches if this is successful. We applaud the library's discontinuance of overdue fees. During these difficult economic times, the fees have served mostly as a barrier to accessing the library services, especially for those who need their services the most. We also look forward to seeing the mobile outreach vehicles and the new STREAM vehicle, science, technology, reading, engineering, arts, and math, to bring STREAM and support-based services to underserved communities in the county. The library's capital budget of almost $33 million include funding towards the Lansdowne and Essex library replacements, Woodlawn library renovation and expansion, Pikesville library modernization, and a feasibility study for Randallstown library renovations. As to our school system, I'm going to take a moment to acknowledge Superintendent Dr. Darrell Williams for his leadership of Baltimore County Public Schools during the past 4 years. Dr. Williams had barely been on the job for a year when the pandemic turned education in America upside down. Then a ransomware attack in November 2020 put even more stress on the school system. I want to thank Dr. Williams for providing a steady hand during these difficult times. We truly wish you well in your future endeavors, Dr. Williams. Once again, as we do every year, the council provides the public school system with unprecedented fundings, both for its operating budget and as part of the capital program. Over the years, this council has partnered with the county executive to make significant investments in education, and the fiscal year 2024 budget continues that commitment. We know that a first-class education system taps into the potential of our entire county. It consists of well-trained and well-paid teachers and staff teaching in the 21st century schools. It involves visionary leadership from the top down, a sound curriculum, and a safe environment. The budget we adapt today for BCPS appropriates almost $2.3 billion and exceeds the maintenance of effort threshold by a whopping $71 million. One byproduct of this record funding, in conjunction with its own cost-saving measures, is that BCPS will be able to fund employee pay raises and provide a competitive starting salary for new teachers. However, one step we are taking is to reduce the increases in the BCPS operating budget for administration by $500,000. This is still an almost $2 million increase in funding from last year. My colleagues and I on this council believe that the foundation is there for BCPS to soar and for our children to excel in the classroom, to provide a new generation of high achievers. And these high achievers can come in many forms, from plumbers, electricians, welders, and other trades to accountants, engineers, doctors, and scientists, as well as public service jobs. Indeed, we need correctional officers, teachers, social workers, EMS and firefighters, and police officers. Consider this budget message to also be a public service announcement to all the young people out there. In short, we need you. There are exciting, well-paying jobs in Baltimore County. You just need to apply. There are no doubt there have been difficulties in the school system over the last few years. And so we challenge BCPS leadership, from the new superintendent and administrative staff to the Board of Education, to take the steps necessary to maximize the financial, personnel, and facility resources to make BCPS second to none in the state and the country. With that in mind, I also want to welcome to the new superintendent of Baltimore County Public Schools, Dr. Marion Yarborough. You here? Okay. Although BCPS launched a nationwide search for a new superintendent, I'm heartened that, as with the police chief, Robert McCullough, the Board of Education recognized that the right person for the job was right here on the Greenwood campus. She started in Baltimore County as a chemistry teacher 26 years ago at Woodlawn High School and is now back to lead our school system. We know it won't be easy, but I believe Dr. Yarborough has the work ethic and vision to lead our schools and ensure that our children are successful. Please call on us and consider the council as a partner with you and the Board of Education. You have a county council that is invested in your success, because when you succeed, our students succeed. Also want to highlight our capital investments in the school system. We're committing $212 million in projects to the school system alone, representing a massive 34% of the county's overall capital budget. Some of these projects include $76 million towards the Towson High School replacement, $73 million for major maintenance projects at elementary schools located throughout the county. $38.6 million in roof rehabilitation or replacement projects at Randallstown, Parkville, and Lock Raven High Schools and Milford Mill Academy. Rosedale Center, Windsor Mill Middle School Gymnasium, and Timber Grove, Stoneley, Powhatan, and Charles Mount Elementary Schools. An additional $5.8 million for the Pine Grove Middle School addition, an additional $5 million for the new Delaney High School design, an additional $4.6 million to Southeast area high schools for additions, renovations, and new school design, $3 million for preliminary design of a new Northwest area CTE school. The projects represent this council's continued brick and mortar commitment to maintaining our existing schools, expanding capacity where we can, and building new schools for addressing overcrowding. One of the jewels of Baltimore County's education system is the Community College of Baltimore County. With the incredible cost of higher education in this country, the goal of the college degree for many of our residents is not attainable, even at state schools. Unless a student is willing to borrow tens of thousands of dollars and have loan payments rivaling some mortgages, community college continues to be a true bargain and provides the biggest bang for your buck in terms of securing well-paying jobs. Community College of Baltimore County provides students of all ages the ability to have an affordable entry point to college and offers over 275 associated degrees and certificate programs available to students and offers the opportunity to better their lives through education and meaningful employment. I remember working with the late County Executive Kevin Kamenetz and President Dr. Kurt Denitis when we were able to start the college program in 2018. The program provides free tuition for college-ready high school graduates. Since then, the program has served thousands of students. Today, we are reaching yet another milestone. We agree with County Executive Olszewski's announcement to make the community college available free to any county family making less than $150,000 a year. To make that happen, we continue to support the College Promise program and authorize the Community College of Baltimore County to allocate $10 million as a last dollar award to cover the remaining balance of tuition and fees after other financial aid awards have been applied. We are also encouraged by the collaboration between CCBC and the county's Department of Economic and Workforce Development. Community College of Baltimore County serves as the county's out-of-school youth provider, and this partnership provides programs and training in apprenticeship, allied health, commercial vehicle licensing, business management, criminal justice, computers and information systems, and hospitality training. We are delighted to authorize $5.4 million for this effort. Also want to mention the Blueprint for Maryland's Future initiative, which is delivering $6.8 million in fiscal year 2024 grant funds through BCPS to Economic and Workforce Development to create programming geared towards career readiness and training programs for BCPS students. We are gratified that the Community College of Baltimore County has been a willing partner to provide students with the courses they need to fully take advantage of these opportunities. The access CCBC provides to students is changing lives and providing great opportunities to the new generation of our workforce. It is one of the best investments this council makes in terms of helping people lead fulfilling and rewarding lives and giving them the education and training to get better paying jobs and support their families. Our thanks to you, Dr. Kurtenitis, and we are pleased to fully fund the community college operating and capital budgets. As to the county's all-important infrastructure, we commend and thank Director Deandra Walker for her leadership of the Department of Public Works and Transportation. Today, we approve more than $350 million in additional funding towards capital projects that are vital to the county's transportation network, parks, waterways, and other county facilities. They include $63.5 million for streets and highways, including roadway resurfacing, curbs, gutters, and sidewalks, traffic calming, school crossing, safety improvements, bikeways and walkable improvements and intersection improvements. Another $63.5 million for parks, preservation and greenways, $29 million for waterway improvements, $23.9 million for repair or replacement of bridges and culverts, $9.9 million for storm drain maintenance and repairs, and $5.6 million for refuge disposal, and an additional $7.2 million in ARPA funding that will be used for the Windsor Mill and Rolling Road sidewalk projects, a drainage infrastructure assessment, and 20 storm water drainage basins. The design stage to extend the Northeast Trail to Silver Spring Road, a feasibility study for the extension of Red Run Trail to Owings Mills Metro Center, and a feasibility study for the Six Bridges Trail. We're excited about the future of recreation and parks under the new leadership of Director Bob Smith, another homegrown professional who has spent his entire professional career serving the citizens of Baltimore County. Under his leadership, we continue to fund and support record investments in recreation and parks, including the following: $2 million to address additional improvements at Cromwell Valley Park, $5 million to renovate, replace, and construct modern athletic fields across Baltimore County, $1 million to improve our boat ramps and piers, $2 million to deliver on the promised splash pad at Northwest Regional Park, $1.7 million for improvements at the Marshy Point Nature Center, $1.5 million to enhance walkable and access to Rosedale Park, $1.5 million to implement the planning and vision for the former Paul's Farm property, and $750,000 for parking improvements at the Lake Roland Ridge Trail. Today's adapted fiscal year 2024 budget also invests in the county's workforce. The people who provide the government services that our constituents expect and deserve, as well as those who are now retired. We gladly approve the 4% cost of living adjustment or the equivalent increase for county employees. This action enables our employees to afford the basic necessities that have become more expensive while also remaining competitive in the workforce. We approve a 1.25% cost of living adjustment for eligible retirees. The first time in recent memories, we have been able to give our retirees an increase in back-to-back years. We also applaud and approve the county's $157 million contribution to the funds for employees and retiree health care. This is the promise we have made to employees and retirees and needs to be kept. As is always the case, it has not been an easy budget process. We thank our auditor's office and our legislative staff for their hard work during this budget session. The auditor staff has worked particularly long hours in preparing our comprehensive budget packages. I know this because we received their emails at 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning. We are also appreciative of the administration for putting together the fiscal year 2024 budget and for being responsive to the auditor's questions. Also want to thank my colleagues for their thoughtfulness and attentiveness during the budget season. We are all one county council, but each bring unique ideas and perspectives to the job. We always try to find consensus and common ground among us to make decisions that we have immediate benefits while also looking at the big picture. And believe it or not, we don't always agree. Nonetheless, I'm proud of the good work that we have done and the fiscal year 2021-2024 budget we adapt today. During the budget hearings and our deliberations, a number of specific issues came to our attention that warrant brief comment. These written comments are set forth in section 4 of the budget message. Finally, this weekend is Memorial Day holiday, the unofficial kickoff of summer. And as you enjoy time with your friends and family, please also take a moment to remember the men and women in uniform who sacrificed their lives for our country and our freedom. Have a great holiday weekend. Be safe. May God continue to bless you and your family, and thank you all very much.
Are we done? We're done.
Almost done. Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. Whew. Well, again, thank you so much for indulging me. And we're going to get on with our regular order of business now. So for those that want to stay, you're certainly welcome. Those that feel the need to want to leave, this will be a good time. We will, thank you.
Every budget and paragraphs. Like that. On a balance. They have no interest. No interest. Oh, Paul.
Okay.
Who's the one next door? I see my parents.
Locked out again.
Gonna bring my map up to. I mean, you're gonna give me credit for the map and its beauty.
Okay. Moving right along to our regularly scheduled program, we will now call the bills for final reading and vote. Mr. Secretary, will you please read the first bill, please?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. The first bill for final reading and vote this morning is Bill 19-23, sponsored by all council members. This is the council's annual adoption of the basic services maps, in this case for 2023.
Okay. Mr. Secretary, it is my understanding that there are amendments.
That is correct, Mr. Chairman. The First Amendment is offered by Councilman Patoka. This amendment would amend the proposed 2023 Basic Services Sewerage Map with an amendment that is shown on the TV screen that you all can see. The area shown on the map attached as Exhibit A shall be redesignated as a deficient area, meaning the cross-hatched brown, which brown in the key is a deficient area. The purple area is an area of concern that has been designated by DPWT. This amendment would make the shaded area deficient.
Okay.
And I'm sure Mr. Patoka can speak more to that.
Councilman Patoka?
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you, fellow colleagues on the Baltimore County Council. So let me describe the area that I hope the council joins me in identifying as deficient. So this length of pipe ranges between 94% capacity to over 100% capacity. So it's fluctuating right now at 100% or above with no additional load on that sewer line. Let me just describe the area. So if you look at the map, you'll see on West Joppa Road and Tally Ho Road, that is the road that intersects with West Joppa Road. And the length of pipe is identified through a series of manholes. And so at the northerlymost point on West Joppa Road, it begins with manhole 43794. It continues in a southerly direction to manhole 43795, to manhole 43792, to manhole 43791, to manhole 43790. And at that point, it is almost aligned with the I-83. And then it makes a hard left and continues on parallel to I-83. And the flow goes to manhole 43789, to manhole 43788, again paralleling I-83, and then jogs a little bit to the east in that sharp end on the map that you see before you to manhole 4387 and manhole 43786. So these are found deficient, or I hope that are designated as deficient. But in addition, we do have a study going on, the Hazen study, that's going to reevaluate the entire area. And that study is due to be complete at the end of the year. So we'll have a little bit more information to work with as we move into the future. But as of today, I am asking my colleagues to join me in designating this particular area as deficient in the basic services map.
And also sponsored by Councilman Catch, I forgot to mention.
Mr. Chairman.
Thank you,
Yes,
Councilman.
Councilman Katz?
Thank you very much. As you just heard, I'm a co-sponsor of this amendment, and I'm involved in this legislation because it has a direct effect on several communities that are proposed to be built in my district. And these communities will add around 91 new homes. And it's my belief that when you have a sewer system that's failing, to add the sewer waste to the system that's already failing, that's not the right way to go. So it's my hope is that by designating the sewer area a failure that serves these couple of communities, that the work will get done, and then the county will be able to issue building permits, but not until this area that's been designated is corrected. Now, that's not all the job, however, because downstream, when you get south of the Beltway, there are many other problems in the sewer system. And we need to address those problems as a county as soon as possible. This county, prior to this administration, maintenance had been put off on many projects. Some projects were delayed. And now with this administration, we're trying to do a job of catching up. That's with many other issues, paving of streets, et cetera. So, and this one is unique in that Johns Hopkins built what's called Pavilion C back at Jimmy Woo's restaurant, Falls Road. They were supposed to make the sewer corrections before the building was allowed to be built. Well, the building is there today. It's there today, yet these sewer improvements have not taken place. So this amendment failing that part of the sewer system will hopefully lead to a situation where the improvements will be made. And, right now, I just don't think that it makes any sense to let 91 houses be built that are going to emit sewage, additional sewage, until the sewer system gets its needed repairs. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Catch. I been, I guess, paying attention, and I guess want to just make a statement just to recap. It's my understanding the administration have been working with you to address the concerns about the sewer system in the area. And the concerns have boiled down to the 6 versus 8-inch sections of sewer pipe near Joppa Road, and that must be upsized. This amendment is intended to ensure that the repair of these areas before and newly proposed residents are made, and any other new development that would run through these pipes are connected to the system. Those repairs must be made first before any new building permits are issued.
Exactly right. Now, I don't want you to think that this totally solves the problem, because once you get beyond this area south toward Loch Raven, Lake Roland, there are many other parts of that sewer system that are failing that I know the county is quite aware of. And in fact, there'll be the Hazen study, which was just mentioned by my colleague, where Hazen will evaluate that section of sewer to determine what's the highest priority to fix this first, this second, et cetera. So, I have not been involved in this until now because I just inherited this district, this part into my district. So working on it. I thank Councilman Patoka for working together with me. And I think we are definitely taking a step in the right direction.
Okay. Before we move on, I see Director Walker and a member of her team and her staff is back there. Would you like to come up here and make any comments in regards to what we're talking about? You're the professionals. You're the ones we pay the big bucks to.
Which one has a Maserati?
Sure. Councilman Katz want to know which one of y'all drove this Maserati.
I know one of them has an expensive BMW, which I want. Gee, I wonder.
Right. Good afternoon, Chairman and members of the council. We understand what you have asked of the administration. We evaluated the sewer shed to say an area of special concern. We understand your concern about no longer building any development in the area until the sewer capacity is increased.
That's it?
And Director, it's from what I learned during our meeting, these problems, the 8 problems that are here, there are plans to correct the problem
Yes,
in the
sir.
near future. So it's a little further along than that. So we're, I think we're going to have the first step of this very serious problem solved, hopefully within the year. Would that be an accurate time?
Well, I'm not sure of the time frame, but we're moving the process along. The six manholes that were referenced, the request has been made for us to do the advertisement of the project so that those can be repaired. So what I can say is that the administration is also in line in making sure that the adequate capacity is there before development,
Right.
any more development is in that area.
Yeah, that just makes common sense.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Mhm.
Councilman Toth?
Thank you, Ms. Walker, and I appreciate you sharing your thoughts. So I do believe that to repair to make the capacity improvements in this area is a very long journey because it's an extensive sewerage system. But with every large journey, you have to start it with the first step. And I think this is the first step towards addressing our sewage journey in this area. So thank you.
I think I will say that I think it's important to note that DPW&T, before any development is approved, DPW&T does review the development plans, and we do review the capacity from a water and from a sewer perspective. And we are diligent to make sure that we're not overwhelming the system. That is a part of our responsibility, and we take it very seriously. And we do that in every case when the development is presented to DPW&T.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not casting aspersions to my colleague from the second district, but I do find it a little strange that all of the sewer problems are in his district that affect housing developments in district. So, I just wanted to make that known because, I have been letting everyone know how wonderful my district is. And I think this is another reason that I can say that. So I thank you for your cooperation in helping.
Thank you, Councilman
my
Catch.
district Fixing problems in the room.
I would just say that it's good that the second district has a strong environmental steward.
Okay. The Director Walker,
Yes, sir.
how many, who do you have in your shop that takes care of these designs?
So typically when a development comes in, if we're talking specifically about sewer, we have engineers in the sewer design section that looks at the sewer. in that particular shed to see if it has the capacity available. So we have several engineers in DPW&T Engineering and Construction Division.
Several engineers,
Yes, sir.
kind of, how long have they been working for the county?
We have some engineers that have been working for the county for over 10 years. We have some newer engineers as well.
So these engineers go to school to get their certificates and degrees and, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, just checking.
Director Walker,
Only reason I asked, because I know one of the guys that came here complaining about the system was asked, was he an engineer? And his answer was no. So I guess wonder where do some of these things come from if our engineers are saying one thing and other people are saying another? Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Director Walker,
Yes, sir.
is Johns Hopkins going to pay for the sewer corrections that they were supposed to do when they built the building? Or have they already given the money to the county and the county's going to do the work? Or what's the situation? Or hasn't it been decided?
So I see James moving.
That's still
there.
to be decided as far as the money is concerned, as far as paying for the work, as far as securities and all that. So that's still in process to be worked out, sir.
Okay, but you're going to work it out.
I'm sorry?
You're going to work it out.
We're working with Hopkins to reach consensus.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So, was there a motion to approve the amendment?
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Mr. Secretary, any additional questions, comments from the members? Nope. Mr. Secretary, call the roll.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Marks,
Aye.
Mr. Ertel,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall,
Aye.
Mr. Young.
Aye.
Guys have it. The amendment is passed. Is there any additional amendments, Mr. Secretary?
Mr. Chairman, if I may.
Yes.
So one, appreciate the indulgence at the last meeting where we were discussing our own interests and our own issues in our districts. And I know this from working with you all in the past and working with you over the last 6 months, we often ask for community input. And in this situation, overwhelmingly received it in support of a exemption to the basic services map in my district. In the last council with my predecessor, and an exemption had been put in that folks had discussed with him, but had not discussed with me. And the response that I received from folks in support of and also opposed to, my response was, I need to hear from more than just two groups. And overwhelmingly from calls, folks that came into my office, as well as messages that I received in support of an exemption of the Ellicott Mills Historic Registers District in Southwest Baltimore County. Folks are concerned about the revitalization and support for their community, not just residents, but also business owners in the area. Though what I will be proposing is a exemption for the historic area and expanding from the previous exemption to cover almost every business that's in the historic Ellicott Mills and Awella district in Southwest Baltimore County. And with that, I wanted to make sure that I just informed and gave context to my colleagues related to, sometimes we don't get the response that we're asking for, which makes it, leaves it to us to make decisions. In this case, it was easy to make a decision to one exempt and two expand the exemption based on the overwhelming amount of support that I received from the community when requested. So with that, if Mr. Secretary, if you wouldn't mind reading the amendment to Bill 19-23.
Yes, sir, Mr. Young. The amendment that you referenced would, for the commuter shed, that includes the intersection of Frederick Road and South Rolling Road, which you can see on the monitor, would be redrawn to exclude the area of land encompassed within the Ellicott Mill National Register Historic District, which is the hatched area, and also include the Awella Historic District, which is the crosshatched area right above that on the western side of the shed.
Move the amendment.
Okay. Mr. Secretary, let me, Councilman Young, let me just say
Sure.
that I applaud your decision. I know that as your neighbor in the council district, I've heard the concerns way were up there in my district where people are very excited about what's going to happen at that old mill and don't want to see anything stand in the way of that project. So I applaud that. The amendment has been moved. I will second it. Any additional questions or comments from the members? Mr. Secretary, call the roll.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Young,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Marks,
Aye.
Mr. Ertel,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall.
Aye.
The ayes have it. The amendment is passed. Any additional amendments, questions, or concerns with the bill?
There are a few more amendments, if I may, Mr. Chairman.
Okay,
The next amendment, there's actually two more. The next amendment is also to the Basic Services Transportation map. This amendment is offered by Councilman Catch. And this amendment would amend this amendment is related to the commuter shed at the intersection of York Road and Ridgely Road. And Mr. Catch's proposed amendment would draw the traffic shed or commuter shed at that intersection to include the hatched area shown on the map, which is again on the monitor to your right.
Councilman Katz?
Yeah, thank you very much. As you heard, what this amendment would do, it would change the rating of the Ridgely and York Road intersection to F. And the area where you have the cross lines is the area that contributes to the failure of that intersection. And it's also the location of many proposed projects that are being discussed. There's a lot of disagreement, but every one of the projects, I'm not exaggerating, would produce thousands of cars. So we need to do this right. And so that is the reason for designating that intersection and that area that's in the crosshairs so that we will have the ability to come to a conclusion where we're going to be able to honor Old Lutherville, help Old Lutherville, make this area a benefit to Old Lutherville, and reduce or the traffic in that area. That's where the light rail station is located today. And that's where there's an interest in putting in transit-oriented development. You know anything about the old Stewart's York Road or Timonium, Stewart's Timonium, Caldor? It's the end of Ridgely Road. That's where it is. So doing this is going to be very helpful with our efforts to resolve this issue. And because we're doing this, we're not going to have a situation where we're going to have literally, we can have thousands of new cars, parking spaces there that will serve office buildings, that will serve apartment buildings, and a lot of apartment buildings. We're talking about nearly 2,500 cars. So you can imagine with the intersection that's already having problems, adding that many cars to it. So that's the purpose of this amendment.
And if I may also add, the area included in the commuter shed intersection the intersection would be designated as a level F.
I move the amendment.
okay. Any discussions or anything from Andrea Walker?
No, sir.
Okay. Any questions or comments from any of the members? I'm a little confused myself.
Sure.
So the purpose here is to fail that area, fail that intersection. What will this do with the proposed transit-oriented development?
Well, what's going on now? Discussions going on regarding transit-oriented development between the Luther Country Club developer, Friends of Old Bill. There's actually 5 different groups trying to get them together to agree to a PUD that is going to be an asset to Old Luther. We would have a PUD that is going to help us reduce traffic and at this and help us increase use of the light rail, which has a 12% fare box today. So what we're doing here is by, in essence, taking that area away as an area action, like asking for building permits, that kind of thing, for a year, is going to put everything even. And so that the people who are involved in these conversations will have more impetus to work together, come to a conclusion. I've told them, and I guess I could say it, it's been said that I will, that if they don't come to some agreement in a certain time, to just rezone that area so it reflect what the conversation I've heard of what could possibly work there. But under the current circumstances that's existing today, there's a proposal for a 200,000 square foot office building. There's a proposal for 4,000 apartments. And next to it, it could be another 5,000 apartments. So you're talking about 10,000 apartments. Do you know where Kohl's is located? Okay, it's Kohl's, that area, Kohl's and the area in front of it, all the way to the light rail. So you're talking about 1,000 apartment units. And for each apartment unit, according to the size of the apartment, I think it's averages about 1.25 or 1.5 parking places per apartment. The 200,000 square foot office building is going to require 660 parking places. Added to that 1,000 or 4,000 apartment building, and then if 5,000 unit apartment building, well, you can imagine what that's going to add as well. So we want a situation where we're not going to have negative impact, a negative impact at that intersection of Ridgely and York Road. As I've told the people that we're negotiating, I said, you know, if we can't come to any conclusion, no PUD emerges, and the CZMP process comes up, then I can hopefully reflect the views of the majority of the constituents and zone it so that we can something near, explain to them PUD is in their best interest because many of the concerns they have addressed in a PUD. But if you just leave it to the regular development process, you don't necessarily get the advantages that are in a. So that's the reason.
Okay, well, I
So-
appreciate it. Yes, Director Walker?
So what I will say, and I think it's important to say that this intersection did not rate as felon or an area of concern when we did our analysis. And if we're talking about a TOD, a transit-oriented development, I do believe that allowing us to, consider it possibly for a transit-oriented development increases the likelihood of people riding transit as opposed to more cars in the area. So I just think it's important to say that we stand behind the map, and this area in particular did not have a felon intersection. And we can, with the transit-oriented development, it is centered around making sure that more people are able to ride transit versus bringing more cars into the area. So I stand behind the map in terms of it not having an indication in that particular intersection as a felon intersection.
Yeah, I guess that's where I guess that's why I had the question, because I was thinking the transit-oriented development, I'm very happy to have the only one in Baltimore County
Mhm.
at Owings Mills Metro Station. And when I drive past there and see the cars that are parked there, I feel comforted that those cars are there, not on the road,
Mhm.
and not clogging up the Beltway and not clogging up all the Ricestown Road and other places that people go there. Many people park their cars and live there.
Mhm.
And, you know, some of them don't move the cars for, four days or something because they're catching the subway in and out of Baltimore, downtown Baltimore. So I was confused because I thought the whole idea behind the transit-oriented development was to reduce traffic,
Well,
to
I,
put people on the street,
yeah,
and on the train.
yeah, I didn't mention the parked cars for the light rail. I mean, we're adding that to, now they're going to be parked there. But the PUD, we've been working on the PUD. PUD does include a TOD. So don't worry about it. We're not trying to, I'm not saying everybody's not trying to block. And that's where we are. I think that to reach the goal of the administration, I think this is the best thing to do. It's part of my plan to resolve this issue as quickly as possible.
Okay. Any additional questions or comments from any of the members?
Just quickly, so we would be we would be failing this intersection, but it's been indicated that it wasn't designated as a failing intersection, just designating it. Is that accurate?
Right.
We're just choosing to designate this intersection as failing, but there's nothing indicating that it is.
Yes, the council is the final,
No, I understand that. I'm
Right,
just
right,
Making
and-
sure that, okay, got it.
there is a motion, I believe, by Councilman Catch to move the amendment.
I will second it.
Okay, the amendment has been moved and seconded. And discussion? Any additional questions or comments?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Just clarification on if this intersection is viewed as failing, what does that do to the applicability of a TOD designation? The question I have.
Next year we'll be back. Next year we'll be.
I have no idea. I'm assuming you're asking one
I'm
of us.
asking
I-
anyone who
I
can
don't
help.
know. I don't know if does it have any effect on a TOD designation?
Well,
Failing intersection adjacent to it?
Well, the TOD still has to go through a development review process, and if it's felon, if it's a F now, transportation cannot allow it to move forward. If it's an F,
Even with a PUD?
I'd have to get,
Well, the answer is yes. If there's a PUD and if the zoning is in place, which is what we're trying to work to, that then we can move forward with TOD.
So my review is that if it's a failing intersection and a TOD comes through, I can't approve it in DPWNT
Well-
with my review. If it's a PUD, I'm not sure. I haven't seen a PUD come through as a TOD.
No, it's being worked on, trying to get all sides of the community to work together. But you realize this map will come before us a year from now. And if everything is in line as far as what's allowed, as far as developments go, et cetera, then I would definitely remove failing intersection and it all completely. But for this coming year, I need it in order to get people to work together so that there's nothing, well, I'm not going to go into what has happened, but we have some players in this discussion that goes back and forth that are forever doing things to try to scare the community one side or the other. With a move like this, the option for the developer, for a community, et cetera, they really aren't going to be able to do anything with this designation that is going to, give one advantage to one side and another to another side. So
Okay. Any additional questions or comments?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Councilman Crandall?
Mr. Secretary, just as a matter of clarification, could PUD legislation supersede failing intersection, or would a failing intersection have to be dealt with in the traffic engineering review of the PUD?
I think traffic engineering would still continue to do their own independent assessment. But what this designation would do, as it does in any situation where an intersection is deemed to be failing, is it would
yes.
toward the downstream end of the development review and approval process, it would not be able to have permits issued or actual building be done.
Okay.
So
That answers my question.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any additional conversation, discussion? Mr. Secretary, call the roll.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Marks,
Aye.
Mr. Ertel,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall,
Aye.
Mr. Young,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka.
Aye.
Ayes have it, the amendment is passed. Any additional questions or comments or any additional amendments?
There is one, I'm sorry, interrupting. There is one additional amendment, Mr. Chairman. This amendment is offered by Councilman Ertel, and it is related to the commuter shed that includes the intersection of Charles Street and Bologna Avenue / Kenilworth Drive. This amendment would exclude the area of land within the boundary of the map that is attached, that is on the monitor. It would exclude this area from the traffic shed at that intersection. And that is sum and substance.
So I have a brief comment.
Yes, sir.
So this exemption has been done before. This is the Blakehurst community, which is an existing community I believe they are going to build some more units in this at some point, but it has been included in the traffic shed at Kenilworth and Charles. Blakehurst is on West Joppa Road, literally on a cliff above this intersection. It's predominantly 65 plus community or 55 plus community. Not a whole lot of traffic that comes in and out of this. It's very spread out, and I'm just continuing a tradition of exempting this property from that particular intersection, which I understand is failing because of the timing that the state has on the left turn coming southbound off the Beltway on the Kenilworth, which really has nothing to do with Blakehurst. So that's pretty much it.
Okay. You move the amendment?
I would move to.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any additional questions or discussions? Mr. Secretary, call the roll.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Ertel,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall,
Aye.
Mr. Marks,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Young.
Aye.
Ayes have it, the amendment is passed. Are there any additional amendments, questions, or concerns?
There are no additional amendments, Mr. Chairman. Those four are the sum and substance of the council's amendment, 1 to the sewer map and the 3 to the transportation map.
Okay. Is there a movement to adapt the map as amended?
Move the bills amendment.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Mr. Secretary, please call any questions, comments from the members before we vote? Please call the roll, Mr. Secretary.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Young,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Marks,
Aye.
Mr. Ertel,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall.
Aye.
Ayes have it, the map is approved. Okay, Mr. Secretary, next bill, please.
Next, Mr. Chairman, is Bill 27-23. This is the annual budget and appropriation ordinance of Baltimore County. This is essentially your formal approval of the FY 2024 budget.
Okay, are there any questions or comments from the members? Is there a
Believe there's an amendment.
an amendment?
There will be 2 amendments, Mr. Chairman. The first is offered by Councilman Catch. This would amend the appropriation to BCPS under the administration program from $32,089,812 to $31,589. $589,812.
Are we in-
That is that $500,000.
That's the 500,000?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Mr.
Let
Chairman,
me read it again just to make sure. I'm sorry, Mr. Catch. The
sorry.
appropriation would strike, the appropriation would be amended to strike $32,089,812 and substitute $31,589,812. So it would reduce the appropriation by $500,000 to BCPS under the administration category.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman.
Any comments? Yes, sir. Councilman Catch?
Yeah, thank you very much. The reason that I brought forward this amendment, and it was the other day, is that our school system, the administration, compared their administrative offices to 2 other school systems that are of the same size. It was determined that our administration was top-heavy. The administration of the school system reduced the number of positions by 8. Yet, I noticed that they were asking for over $2.5 million increase in funds to support an administration that has 8 fewer employees. And so what I suggested was that we cut the $500,000 coming from the general funds, not the special funds, but the general funds, so that the administration, instead of having a $2.5 million increase, would have over a $2 million increase. So we aren't in any way taking this office, administration office, which has lost 8 employees. We're not reducing the amount of money that we appropriated last year. We're increasing it by 2 million. And the original proposal was to increase it by 2.5 million. So I just saw, I looked at the general funds. I didn't look at the special funds, and proposed that we cut $500,000 from the administration, which I would think you've removed 8 employees already. I would think it's not going to be issue. So
Any additional comments? Councilman,
Thank you. I would like to second this, but I also think that one of the main priorities for the new superintendent should be meeting with us to discuss the efficiency audit. For 197 recommendations. According to the most recent report that I can see, about 115 were in process. And I think it behooves all of us to see where that stands. And she did a very good job helping us with bus transportation. And hopefully she can make this a priority as she begins her work. Thank you.
additional questions or comments from the members? I would just say that I can appreciate the need and the desire to keep our administration with other municipality school systems. I don't know enough about it. I know that, like you said, they trimmed 8 positions, yet their budget still went up 2.5 million. Now we're taking 500,000 out. So that said, I'm going to lean on Director Reed and the county executive and all the people who put the 500,000 or 2.5 million in there. Any additional questions or comments from the members? It's been moved and seconded. Mr. Secretary, call the roll.
Mr. Jones,
Nay.
Mr. Catch,
Yes.
Mr. Marks,
Yes.
Mr. Ertel,
Yes.
Mr. Patoka,
Nay.
Mr. Young,
No.
Mr. Crandall.
Aye.
The ayes have it. The amendment passes.
There's one other amendment, Mr. Chairman. This is a technical amendment submitted by the administration in one program on page 32 of the bill in line 35. The appropriation was $610,546. It should have been 601 instead of 610. So it would be $601,546. And then on page 35 of the bill in line 26, again, another technical correction. It refers to FY 2023 and it should be FY 2024. So again, just very technical corrections.
Okay. So these corrections, we need a motion to make those corrections?
Yes, sir.
I'll move it.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion?
When was the amendment drafted up? When was the amendment drafted?
It was drafted yesterday. We caught it yesterday.
Gotcha. I didn't see it.
I'm sorry. It was caught literally at about 5:30, 6 o'clock last night.
Got it. Like to see it next time. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any additional discussion?
Should we take another shot at the golf club, or is everybody kind of?
Well, I think let's get through this first. It's been moved and seconded. Mr. Secretary, call the roll.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Catch, Mr. Young,
Aye.
Mr. Marks,
Aye.
Mr. Ertel,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall.
Aye.
The ayes have it. The amendment passes. My advice, we leave it alone, but it's certainly up to you.
Well, I was being facetious, Mr. Chair, but
I know.
just to add a little bit of levity to a long thing. I would like to express a little disappointment that the issue, because it was contentious, was not mentioned in the budget address or in section 4 that I found in the message today. So I'm a little disappointed in that. So just wanted to get that on the record. And thank you, Mr. Chair.
I agree with you. It was not there and it probably should have been there. And I guess because I didn't see it, I didn't think about it, and I had a lot of other things going on. So that I will apologize. I agree that was probably certainly more contentious than a lot of other things that are in the message. So I guess we can would you like to make an amendment and put it in there?
No, sir. I think that we had 2 votes on it already. I think that's sufficient.
I mean, like, can we make an amendment we don't need an amendment to put it into the notes, do we? At this point?
We can certainly, in the meeting minutes, refer to it.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Okay, good. We'll get it in.
But, thank you, Mr. Chair. That's satisfactory to me.
Thank you. Any additional questions or comments?
Yeah, Mr. Chair,
Yes.
just want to make a comment about the budget of the Board of Education of Baltimore County. It's been over the last 4 or 5 years that the academic performance of many of our students has been deteriorating. There's no question about it. With COVID, things have gotten even worse. And personally, I don't think there's any excuse for us to have failing schools in any neighborhood. But that's a whole different subject, which I'd be glad to discuss at another time. We have a new superintendent, yet we have a budget that was put together by the current superintendent and staff. And I would hope that the administration and that the council would be flexible with the new superintendent should she have want to support a new program or actions that are targeted to students who are not performing well academically. There may be programs in place. All I can say is that teachers understand why students aren't learning. And teachers are very good at putting together a curriculum that will turn students around and see them improve. So I would just hope, again, that the administration of the county, that the members of the school system, should there be a program that it looks as though it's really going to turn our students who are not doing well academically around, let's all be open to it. So thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Catch. Councilman Marks?
Thank you very much. Councilman Cash, I appreciate your comments. I have a rather unique perspective in that I'm a school teacher in an adjacent jurisdiction.
Who just completed his master's degree and just got graduated yesterday.
Thank you. And thank you very much.
We're very proud of you,
Thank you.
Councilman Mark.
Thank you. So who's taking leave to be here right now. But I will tell you that, I've been very critical of some of the overhead and the administrative costs that administration has demonstrated. But I also think want to commend the county executive for increasing teacher salaries. It is absolutely critical that we retain and attract more teachers. And I think we're on the right path to doing that. In Harford County, the budget process has been extraordinarily contentious this year, and I'm very pleased that we have avoided that here. We're achieving consensus and moving forward, and I look forward to this county council partnering with the superintendent to identify efficiencies, but also exploring ways that we can attract teachers who are doing their best in spite of increasing socioeconomic conditions, in spite of discipline problems. They are doing their best. So I just wanted to say that and give a shout out to the county executive for proposing these improvements in the budget.
Thank you. Any additional questions or comments? Okay. Is there a motion to approve?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Give me 1 second. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll.
Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Young,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall,
Aye.
Mr. Ertel,
Aye.
Mr. Marks.
Aye.
Okay, the ayes have it. The budget ordinance, Bill 27-23 has passed. Mr. Secretary, next item, please.
Next, Mr. Chairman, is Bill 28-23. This bill sets the county's annual property tax levy at $1.10 on each $100 of assessed valuation, and the rate of county taxation for such taxable year for personal property is fixed at $2.75 on each $100 of assessed valuation.
Okay, any questions or comments from the members? Is there a motion to approve?
Motion.
It's been moved. I'll second it. Mr. Secretary, any questions? No, any questions, comments from the members? Can we move forward? None? Mr. Secretary, please call the roll.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Marks,
Aye.
Mr. Ertel,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall,
Aye.
Mr. Young,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Catch.
Ayes have it. Bill 28-23 is passed. Mr. Secretary, next bill, please.
Next, Mr. Chairman, is Bill 29-23. This is the personnel law of Baltimore County. And I believe Renee Coleman is on from Human Resources on the WebEx, sir.
Yes. Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay. Good afternoon, Chairman and members of the council. This bill will implement the changes to the classification and compensation plan as recommended by the Personnel and Salary Advisory Board and or required as a result of the labor negotiations for FY 2024. Section 1 of this bill provides that pay schedules 1, 1C, 1E, 2, 3, 6, 5, 6P, 11, 12, and 13 of the standard salary grades for classified employees are amended to adjust the pay schedules on July 1, 2023. Section 2 of the bill provides that pay schedules 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 6P, 11, and 12 of the standard salary grades for classified employees are amended to adjust the pay schedule on January 2024. And then Section 3 of the bill includes a corrected pay schedule for 7, which is to be applied retroactively to January 1, 2023.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome, sir.
All right, any questions or comments from the members? I believe there is an amendment.
There is an amendment, Mr. Chairman, and Ms. Coleman, feel free to jump in anytime.
Sure.
The amendment this is, when we receive the personnel law bill, Mr. Chairman and council members, it is something of a living document because I think sometimes the negotiations with the unions are still going on when the bill is introduced, or at least maybe need some final resolution. And so there are times that the schedules and the numbers may change slightly, and this year was no different. So the amendment to the bill changes on page 5 in particular, under pay schedule Roman numeral 5. It alters several of those payment amount, compensation amounts according to the steps and the schedules. On page 10 as well, it does the same thing under pay, also under pay schedule Roman numeral 5. It just amends to get to be current with the negotiations. Several of the compensation amounts for longevity and base rates. And then on page 14 of the bill, for Section 2 classification and compensation plans, that one in particular for an EMS lieutenant and an EMS captain, under pay schedule Roman numeral 5, it alters the proposed pay grade and makes it 16F2 for a lieutenant and 19F2 for an EMS captain. And I believe that is the sum and substance of the amendment.
That's correct. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. Can you start all over again?
Can
Your
you play
microphone
that
was
back?
off. Okay. Any questions or comments from the members? This is basically a result of the labor negotiations that concluded after we started.
Yes.
So I'm going to move that I'm going to move the amendment.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Catch, Mr. Marks,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Ertel,
Aye.
Mr. Young,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall.
Aye.
The ayes have it. The amendment passed. Any questions or comments from the members? Is there a motion to approve Bill 29-23 as amended? I'll move it.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Young,
Aye.
Mr. Ertel,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall,
Aye.
Mr. Marks.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Bill 29-23 as amended is passed. Mr. Secretary, next bill, please.
Next, Mr. Chairman, is Bill 30-23, Ethics Commission.
Mr. Rogers?
Good afternoon, Chairman and council members. Before I begin with the Bill 3023, on behalf of the administration, we want to thank you so very much for your support of our FY24 budget. We as well want to acknowledge our colleagues in the auditor's office and Mr. Boswick and all who work diligently together after the budget, well, during the preparation, but after the budget, because we too received those 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. Emails and respond. And on behalf of the operations team, I do want to acknowledge Mr. Reed and the budget team and the analysts, and one person in particular who we have dubbed Midnight Matt, because that's when we do our work to make sure that we can reach the deadlines that we mutually agree upon at the beginning of the session. So we are deeply appreciative of all of the cooperative work and the relationship that we have continued to develop during the Olszewski administration, because that's how good government should work. So thank you for the opportunity to provide comment. Bill 3023, as I presented during our work session, the administration requests the council approval Bill 3023, which reestablishes the executive director of the Ethics Commission and separates oversight of the commission from the Office of the Inspector General. Currently, the Inspector General serves in dual roles, overseeing the OIG and oversight for the Ethics Commission, which includes the Inspector General serving also as the executive director of the Ethics Commission. When the OIG was initially established in 2019, with the passage of Bill 5-19, the role of executive director of the Ethics Commission was consolidated into the responsibilities of the IG and their office, which at that time was called Office of Ethics and Accountability. In October 2021, the administration convened the Blue Ribbon Commission on Ethics and Accountability to assess the county's public ethics and open government laws. As a part of that process, in the final report issued February 16th of 2023, the commission recommended that Baltimore County separate the Ethics Commission from the Office of Inspector General and hire a new executive director of the Ethics Commission. The administration accepts the commission's recommendation and requests that the council approve Bill 30-23 to enable the administration to separate the Ethics Commission as a separate entity and to appropriately select a new executive director. The funding to support the executive director position is provided in the FY24 budget. I'm happy to take any questions that you may have.
Okay, any questions or comments from the members? Is there a motion to approve the bill?
So moved.
It's been moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Marks,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall,
Aye.
Mr. Ertel,
Aye.
Mr. Young,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Bill 30-23 is passed. Mr. Secretary, next bill, please.
Next, Mr. Chairman, is Bill 31-23, Government Reorganization, Division of Sustainability.
The administration
No, go ahead.
Okay, the administration requests the council's support and approval of Bill 3123, establishing a division of sustainability within the Department of Environmental Protection and Sustainability. The division's purpose is to coordinate actions among county agencies to develop and advance plans, policies, and practices that address climate change. The division will direct implementation of county climate and resilience plans to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, promote energy efficiency and renewable energy use, and increase climate awareness and community level resilience across the county. Excuse me. The division will be headed by the Chief Sustainability Officer as a cross-departmental unit working with relevant agencies. The division will have personnel considered necessary to carry out the functions and responsibility assigned to it. The Chief Sustainability Officer shall supervise the operations of the division's administrative staff, including the hiring, direction, and discharge of any staff members in accordance with county personnel policies. There is no fiscal impact for this reorganization because the Chief Sustainability Officer does exist and there is a staff person who works for the office. This is just a consolidation within a department and becoming a division. I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have.
There's extensive testimony on this. Any questions, comments from the members? Hearing none, is there a motion to?
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
I may have been, I hope I'm not confusing matters, but is this the bill where we discussed whether the council confirms.
No. That's
This is the other
DEI.
bill, so I'm confusing the two.
Right, yes, sir, the DEI.
So what I'm talking about is 3223.
Correct.
Correct.
sir.
Okay, so I was mistaken. Okay, I was confusing the two.
This
Thank
is
you,
the-
Mr. Chair.
A division.
I apologize for that. Thank you.
It's okay. Is there a motion to approve? Move the amendment? Move the bill?
I'll motion to approve.
It's been moved. Is there a second? I'll second it. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Ertel,
Aye.
Mr. Marks,
Aye.
Mr. Young,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall,
Aye.
Mr. Catch.
The ayes have it. Bill 31-23 has passed. Mr. Secretary, next item, please.
Next, Mr. Chairman, is Bill 32-23, Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion.
Now I'm going to, before we, Ms. Rogers, your pleasure. Are we, where are we satisfied? Are we moving forward or what are we doing?
It is my the administration requests that the bill be held for further discussion and review by the administration.
Okay. I'll move it. Is there a second? We'll move it on the extension.
I'll second it.
No,
Okay.
It would be, I'm sorry to interrupt, it would be extended to the June 5th legislative session, the May 30th work session,
Okay.
if the motion is carried and passed.
So I've made the motion. It's been seconded. Mr. Secretary, call the roll.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Young,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Catch.
Aye.
Mr. Marks.
Aye.
Mr. Ertel.
Aye.
Mr. Crandall.
Aye.
The ayes have it. The bill has been extended.
Thank you.
Sure. Mr. Secretary, next item, please.
Next, Mr. Chairman, is Bill 33-23, Current Expense Budget, Department of Housing and Community Development Strategic Demolition Grant.
Hey. Is Jennifer Lynch here? Yes, she is. Ms. Lynch, how are you doing? Good, good, good.
And this bill has a technical amendment from the administration, Mr. Chairman, when the time comes.
Okay. Thank you, Director Lynch. Any questions or comments from the members?
Yes, Mr. Chair, just very
Councilman
briefly,
Frank?
Dr. Lynch, thank you for you and your staff for your efforts on this. And as I mentioned in the work session, I was there when the announcement that UST was coming to Trade Point Atlantic, and It's exciting. This particular company is filling a need that was recognized during the pandemic that the United States was not prepared for what was to come. I think with also the announcement of the almost $100 million contract, that shows that they have quite a future in making PPE at Trade Point Atlantic. So hopefully this means a lot of success and the number of jobs that you mentioned in your testimony. So thank you again. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Councilman Crandall. And we're all about more jobs. Any questions or comments from the members? Let's see, Mr. Secretary, are there any amendments?
There is a technical amendment, Mr. Chairman. On page 1, the first whereas clause to the bill recites that the Maryland DHCD has made an award of state funds available to the County Department of Economic and Workforce Development to be used to provide a subgrant to the United Safety Technology Incorporated for support in stabilizing 6301 New Cold Mill Road, which is located on the site of the former Bethlehem Steel Sparrows Point plant. That address should just be changed to, or the amendment would change that to 6301 Bethlehem Boulevard.
Okay. I will move the amendment. Is there a second? Second. Been moved and seconded. Mr. Secretary, call a roll on the amendment.
Mr. Jones?
Aye.
Mr. Marks?
Aye.
Mr. Ertel?
Aye.
Mr. Crandall?
Aye.
Mr. Young?
Aye.
Mr. Catch?
Aye.
Mr. Patoka?
Aye.
Ayes have it. The amendment passes. Any additional questions or comments from the members? Is there a motion to approve Bill 33-23 as amended?
Move the bills amended.
Been moved. Is there a
Second.
second? It's been moved and seconded. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on Bill 33-23 as amended.
Mr. Jones?
Aye.
Mr. Young?
Aye.
Mr. Crandall?
Aye.
Mr. Ertel?
Aye.
Mr. Marks?
Aye.
Mr. Patoka?
Aye.
Mr. Catch?
Ayes have it. Bill 33-23 as amended is passed. Mr. Secretary, next bill, please.
Mr. Chairman, I believe that is the balance of the bills for consideration and final vote today.
Okay, the council will now consider all fiscal matters. Sensitive testimony was taken at the council's work session on the May 16th. The witnesses who testified at the work session are available to restate their testimony if needed. If a council member has any questions regarding a particular fiscal matter, that item will be discussed as a separate matter. I'll now call upon the secretary to read the cover letter for fiscal matters 1 through 4.
Mr. Chairman, fiscal matter 1 is a contract with National Testing Network Incorporated. Fiscal matter 2 is a contract with Qualis Services LLC. Fiscal matter 3 is a contract with Ecotone LLC. And fiscal matter 4 is a contract with All City Management Services Incorporated.
Okay. Any questions or comments from the members? I'm going to remove item number 4 for discussion in and of itself. So now we're going to, is there any questions or comments on items 1 through 3?
Mr. Chair.
Yes.
Just, I want to thank the Department of Public Works and Transportation for their work on item number 3, and I look forward to getting continued updates on that.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve fiscal matters 1, 2, and 3?
So moved.
It's been moved and seconded. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on fiscal matters 1, 2, and 3.
Mr. Jones?
Aye.
Mr. Young?
Aye.
Mr. Catch?
Aye.
Mr. Patoka?
Aye.
Mr. Crandall?
Aye.
Mr. Ertel?
Aye.
Mr. Marks?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Fiscal matters 1, 2, and 3 are passed. Mr. Secretary, read item number 4 one more time.
Yes, sir. Fiscal matter 4 is a contract with All City Management Services Incorporated. This is a pilot program for crossing guard services for the police department.
I find it very interesting if you can just read the title of the company one more time.
All City Management Services Incorporated.
Okay. So to me, I'm going to be real brief. I know we had a lot of conversation on it. I'm just going to be real brief and straight to the point. We have people here that is, whose job it is to manage the police department, whose job it is to manage the crossing guards, whose job it is to hire crossing guards, whose job it is to decide the working conditions and the pay for the crossing guards. The fact that we have to go out and hire somebody to do this job tells me that's a failure on our part. It means that we're not smart enough to figure it out, that we need to hire somebody else to do it to the tune of $2 million. That's my 2 cents. I'm done with it. Any additional questions or comments from the members?
Yes, Mr. Chair. I don't particularly like this contract either. And I think that you make a good point. However, as I mentioned in the work session, we have a problem. And I think the acknowledgement from the police department and the administration, the acknowledgement is that there is a problem. Maybe should have been figured out a long time ago, but we have a problem, and this is a solution, and hopefully a temporary solution. Should the contract be approved as we go into a vote, what I would request of either the administration or the police department, we can't amend a fiscal matter, but my request is that we get rather regular updates on how well this program is going. So when it's implemented, I would really like to hear what the first 2 or 3 months results are, and how many places, how many spots are we filling, how many people have we hired in terms of our progress towards the goal that we're moving towards. This is also indicative of moving on from that request. This is also indicative of the challenges that we have with vacancies in the police department. And I, for one, in my district, would rather our patrol officers be out doing other things and fighting crime than protecting children at crossing guards, a job that can be well done by other people that are trained to do this endeavor but are not sworn police officers. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and move the fiscal matter if that's what it takes, but I'll leave my comments to that.
Okay. I'm just going to make maybe another quick one. Number one, I agree with you. Clearly, first, there's nothing more important than protecting our children. But clearly, we pay an awful lot of money to police officers. We train police officers, and it is not the best use of our resources to have police officers as crossing guards. That said, this is not a new problem. This is a problem that's been around as long as I've been here, and I just feel as though it has not received the type of attention that is necessary. I think there are things we can do, starting with increasing the pay, starting with maybe being a little more flexible, starting with maybe a more robust recruitment effort. I understand that the police department has a number of vacancies in terms of police officers, and probably my assumption is all of their time and attention is spent trying to fill those vacancies, which means nobody's doing anything with the recruitment of crossing guards. I get that. I am going to vote my conscience today, but I'm going to offer my assistance to help. I have a number of ideas that I think will help us increase the crossing guards. And just to name a few, we can start at $22 an hour. We can have a pay scale similar to every other pay scale in Baltimore County. We just approved 4 or 5 pay scales. We can have what you get for scale on the first scale. If you've been there for starting, if you've been there 5 years, we give you a bump. You've been there 3 years, give you a bump. Been there 5 years, give you a bump. I don't know how many bumps we want to make it, but you can see where I'm going with this. We can be flexible. People want to work only in the mornings, they will be allowed to work in the mornings. People want to work in the evenings, they're allowed to work in the evenings. If we want to overstaff to compensate for people that can't make it that day, that's fine. Maybe we build in some incentives to stop people from calling out. There's a number of things we can do because I'm convinced that we're better than this. I'm convinced that we're smarter than this. I'm convinced that we can fix this problem without paying somebody in the Midwest $2 million to do it. That's my 2 cents. I'm sort of done with it. Any additional questions or comments?
Yes, Mr. Chair. So I believe that this is ready for immediate implementation once approved by council. And if I think about the needs that I hear in the community today at this point, the public safety needs, the number one issue that I hear across the board, whether it's in Gwynn Oak or Ruxton or Stevenson, is speeding. And so if a police officer is able to address that public safety need by the restructuring and making our traffic units more robust so that we can have really adequate traffic units from precinct to precinct. Also, if we're able to improve response time on 911 calls, I think all of that is movement in the right direction. And I don't mean to dismiss the ideas that you brought forward. I think that they are strong long-term ideas, but I think if we're able to implement this in a more immediate fashion, it allows for our police officers to address traffic, to address 911 calls and other public safety needs that seem to be ramped up in 2023 as we get into the summer months.
Thank you, Councilman Patoka. I'm only, yes, Madam Ms. Rogers, let me just say, all of those things are important, but why are they important? To protect our children. So nothing's more important than protecting our kids from getting hit by a car while they're on their way to school. That said, some of the additional benefits of having our officers there, they can get relationships with these students as they go into the school. We spend an awful lot of effort and energy and have police athletic leagues, and now they're rec centers, and we did a lot of things that try to get police in the communities. Well, this puts them in every community, but I'm not going there. I'm not going there. Ms. Rogers, go right ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and council members. I just wanted to address Councilman Crandall's request. Absolutely, we're able to do that because that's one of the reasons why this is coming as a pilot, because we do want to watch very, very closely what this organization does because they have such a success rate. And our goal is to benchmark our performance and their performance and look at the performances on key indicators, show rates, all of the things that they've been very successful in other jurisdictions. But our purpose is to determine what is it that this organization does that we can incorporate and do many of the things, including some of the things you're saying, Councilmember Jones. But I just have a sense of urgency about the school year coming, and we cannot continue to start school years with hundreds of vacancies in the police department side proper, but also we started the school year last year with 100 vacancies. And I just feel like we need to look at this very closely. That's why we brought the pilot forward. And I urge your support so that we can learn. And Chairman Jones, as I indicated to you, we really would like to talk with you further about the ideas and recommendations that you have. But this would give us a jump start to at least know that based on their performance, that we will start the school year for once with the capacity to cover all crossing guard locations. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Rogers, and I'm just going to take an opportunity to personally apologize to you. I know during our discussion, I was probably over the top a few times, and I don't mean it. Please don't take it personally. My overall goal is to say, if we're going to spend the money, do a job, let's give it to the people that's going to be standing out there in the rain, standing out there in the snow, doing the job, and not pay half of their salary to an administration for somebody to sit out in the Midwest and collect our money. That's my goal. And I believe that if we take the money that we're willing to spend to somebody else, give it to the workers, we wouldn't have this problem today. That's my 2 cents. Any additional questions or comments? All right, Mr. Secretary, call the roll.
We need a second, Mr.
Okay,
Chairman.
I'm going to move it.
Second.
It was moved by Mr. Crandall,
No, that's been Crandall and,
Second.
seconded by Mr. Catch. Thank you, sir.
okay.
Mr. Jones?
wait,
I'm sorry.
Is this the vote on it or delay?
This is the vote on it.
Mr. Jones?
Nay.
Mr. Marks?
Aye.
Mr. Catch?
Aye.
Mr. Patoka?
Aye.
Mr. Young?
Aye.
Mr. Crandall?
Aye.
Mr. Ertel?
Aye.
The ayes have it. Fiscal matter 4 is approved. Next item, Mr. Secretary.
Next, Mr. Chairman, is miscellaneous business. First item is Resolution 10-23. This resolution was deferred from the last meeting. It's sponsored by Mr. Chairman and would establish the Owings Mills Commercial Revitalization District. And I believe Ms. Belcastro is endeavoring to put the map up on the screen.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Belcastro, for putting the map up on the screen. This is an issue that, this has been delayed. We've worked on this. Basically, this is not the map the administration would like. They've made their concerns known, but we've worked with them to come up with pretty much this right here. The community, the local business association wanted more. I was willing to take more, but I think this is a decent place where we are in terms of working together with everyone. And my goal is to basically foster more business development in that area. More business brings more jobs. More jobs bring more people who pay taxes, who was able to feed their families and have a good quality of life and make Baltimore County their home. So that is and has always been my goal and purpose with this. But I'm willing to work with the administration. They've made a commitment to me that we can work together to try to come up with some additional tools that can help some of the businesses on Red Run Boulevard. That, that's a nice business area, but it has a lot of vacancies and a lot of empty spaces that I would like to get developed so that we can make a good use of that resource here in Baltimore County. Any questions or comments from the members? I move we pass the resolution.
Yes, there is one amendment.
Wait, one amendment?
The amendment, if I can stand up.
Yes.
This is Reisterstown Road. This is.
Yes.
Currently in filed with the resolution. There was also an area, Red Run Boulevard, and the original map had of Red Run Boulevard that included a number of industrial areas. Ending the map to include here, which is Boulevard and Red Run Boulevard intersect. Like a J tracks south of Boulevard off of Reisterstown. So this map would amend the original map to take out these areas and this.
So we can amend it by simply stating we're going to replace the original map with this map.
Yes, sir.
I will move.
Can I ask a question, Mr. Chair?
Yes.
Are the area, I can't see from here, are the areas contiguous or not contiguous?
The only area that's not really contiguous is that small area at Red Run and Owings Mills Boulevard.
Okay, thank you.
And that is, there are other commercial revitalization districts that are not contiguous.
Right. I'm going to move the amendment to replace this map with the original map. Is there a second?
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Mr. Secretary, call the roll.
Mr. Jones?
Aye.
Mr. Patoka?
Aye.
Mr. Catch?
Aye.
Mr. Crandall,
Aye.
Mr. Ertel,
Aye.
Mr. Marks,
Aye.
Mr. Young.
Aye.
Okay, the amendment is passed. Any questions or comments on the amended resolution? I'll move that we pass the amended resolution.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on resolution 13-23 as amended.
10, I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman, 10-23.
Oh, I'm sorry, 10-23 as amended.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall,
Aye.
Mr. Young,
Aye.
Mr. Ertel.
Aye.
Mr. Marks.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Resolution 10-23 as amended is passed. Mr. Secretary, next item.
Next, Mr. Chairman, is Resolution 13-23. This resolution is sponsored by Council Members Ertel and Jones. This is requests the Planning Board to review short-term rentals.
Councilman Ertel.
So very quickly, we talked about this extensively at the work session. We need to look at how we're going to regulate short-term rentals like Vrbo, Airbnb, Flipkey. There's a couple different ones. We have had several issues in some of our neighborhoods where investors have bought properties and turned them into party venues. And we're going to have to get a handle on this because it's really disturbing the quality of life in certain neighborhoods. I had a particularly bad one in Lock Raven Village, which is already struggling. And this hopefully being studied by the planning board can bring us some recommendations that we can possibly tighten up how we deal with these type properties.
Thank you, Councilman Ertel. I agree with you. We've had a number of cases where, even in my district, where people have spent an awful lot of money for a home in a very, very nice neighborhood. And then someone comes along and rents one of the homes and have parties on weekends. And over there off of Davis Avenue, that they have so many people there. They have so many people there that the neighbors just go literally crazy, and they block the one road coming in where police and emergency apparatus can't even get down the road. And so it's a problem. I think this by handing it off to the planning board, hopefully they'll give enough time and attention to it. They could come up with some recommendations for us to really take a look at this issue and make some changes. So, any additional questions or comments?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chair.
Councilman Randall?
I've also joined this resolution as a co-sponsor. I appreciate Councilman Ertel in taking the lead on suggesting that we get this to the planning board. Won't go into similar issues in the 7th District. And the one thing I will reiterate from the work session is something a constituent told me that hey, in his neighborhood, it's basically a weekend motel that is being operated in the middle of a neighborhood. So you have essentially what amounts to a business operated in a residential zone, which they otherwise would not be allowed to operate in. But we don't have regulations in Baltimore County. The code does not contemplate these short-term rentals. And I will also acknowledge our county attorney, Mr. Benjamin, who offered to provide his opinion and maybe work with the planning board because it is quite a legal matter, as we understand it, to regulate these things. Other jurisdictions have attempted to with various degrees of success and failure around the country. So I thank you, Mr. Benjamin, for making that offer. And you look like you want to say something, so I'll shut up now.
No problem. Just wanted to say that we are working, we'll be working with the planning board. And in fact, Director Lafferty reached out to me this morning. So we are going to be working diligently together, and we'll be able to report back to you all on this issue. Thank you.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Lafferty.
I will guess add one more issue with it. We've even had cases where people have gated communities. It's a small number of houses in a gated community. What good does it do if your neighbor is giving the weekend folks the pass to come in and you don't even know who the people are? But anyway, enough of that. It's been moved and seconded, correct?
Not, I'll say.
Has not? Councilman Ertel?
I'll second it. Do you
Well,
want me
you
to
can
move
move
it?
You move it, I'll
I'll move
second
it, sorry.
And I'll second it. It's been moved and seconded. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Ertel,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall,
Aye.
Mr. Marks,
Aye.
Mr. Young,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka.
Aye.
Ayes have it. The resolution is passed. Mr. Secretary, next item, please.
Next, Mr. Chairman, is Resolution 14-23. This resolution is also sponsored by Councilman Ertel. And I believe, Mr. Crandall, did you also want to?
No, Mr. Secretary, I co-sponsored 1323.
Okay, I was mistaken. I apologize. Council members Ertel and Marks. This is similar to the one you just considered. This would also ask the planning board to review electronic vehicle or EV charging stations.
And you can add me to that sponsor.
Certainly.
Councilman Ertel?
Sure. So I'll try to be brief too. We found out through something that happened on a county property that we really don't have any regulations when it comes to charging stations, and that's obviously going to become a bigger issue as time goes on. There are different levels. There's the level 1, 2, and 3. I think this is geared more towards the level 3 and 2 units, which are the more 3 is a more faster charging unit, but kind of just different regulations, everything from where you place them, how close they should be to residential properties, how close together they should be for safety wise. We found out that there's really no regulations at all in Baltimore County. And we found that also that other jurisdictions, namely Howard County, have gotten out in front of this a little bit. So I think it's time for us to take a look at this, and we're hoping that the planning board can come back with some good solutions for how we deal with these in the future.
Thank you. Any additional questions, comments from the members?
Mr. Chairman.
Councilman Katz?
Question for the administration. I had put in a bill almost identical to this, I guess 6-8 months ago. And the administration contacted me, and with the sustainability office, they informed me that they were already doing this. So there was no need for my bill. But my question is, how far along are they with place determining where these electric charging stations should be located, and rules and regulations dealing with installation, et cetera? And they also are going to have to work with the fire department to develop regulations should a fire begin. I was just curious as to where we were.
Councilmember Cash, thank you for that question. I don't have that information right in front of me, but your points are well taken, and we're happy to go back and assess. I know this is something that is ongoing for the Chief Sustainability Officer and her staff. What I would say is we will map out where we are, because locations for the EV chargers are definitely something we've been discussing, even as we enhance the county's fleet in terms of electric vehicles, because that is a goal as well. So points well taken. Happy to get an update for you. And your point about the fire department, ensure that emergency preparedness lens is applied to the work.
Yeah, I'm hoping that, I'm pretty sure we're not starting at the beginning, which is good. So I want to know what they've done and how far we have to go. What new things do we have to confront to get this done? Because it's very important that this be done. I mean, you take somebody who lives in a row house. I mean, where do you put them? Where do you put them? And you can't have wires across the sidewalk. Safety, go on with it.
Right. Councilmember Ertel will be ensured to have you be a part of that briefing as well.
Any additional questions or comments from the members? Their motion to approve the resolution?
I'll motion to approve it.
Been moved and seconded. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Ertel,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall,
Aye.
Mr. Young,
Yeah.
Mr. Marks.
Yes.
Ayes have it. The resolution is approved. Mr. Secretary, next item, please.
Next, Mr. Chairman, is the correspondence to be read. Whenever a contract over $25,000 is awarded by a process other than formal competitive bid, it is required that a copy of the contract be given to the county council and the nature and parties to the contract be announced by the secretary at the next legislative session following award. There are 8 such contracts this afternoon. The first is a purchase order with ErgoFlex Systems Incorporated. This is for the purchase of extended warranties and repairs for the dispatch console furniture at the Towson 911 Center. Award total of $47,516.70. Next is a purchase order, another purchase order with ErgoFlex Systems Incorporated. This is for the purchase of extended warranties and repairs for the dispatch console furniture at the backup 911 center at the Gilroy location. Award total of $59,602.15. Next is a purchase order with governmentjobs.com Incorporated. This is for continued licenses with maintenance and support that has been in play, maintenance and support to the existing governmentjobs.com Insight software subscription. And this agreement has been in place with the county since 2006. And this vendor is the only provider for this software under the justification. Award total $75,053.28. Next is a purchase order with Attestor Forensics US Incorporated. This is a purchase order for the NINCHA L31 fingerprint development chamber. This is utilized by the forensic unit and it develops latent fingerprints on porous surfaces. Award total of $30,637.49. And next is a supplier contract with J.J. Keller and Associates Incorporated. This contract is for CDL entry-level driver training testing requirements for instructing CDL at the county facility. Estimated award total of $36,171.80. And then next is another supplier contract with C&D Municipal Sales Incorporated. This contract provides DPWT with a replacement parts agreement for FlowServe pumps and parts. The county utilizes 63 FlowServe sewage pumps in 17 different sewage pumping stations, and this award total is estimated at $500,000. Next is a purchase order with Baltimore Gas and Electric Company. This is an agreement for the electrical installation for traffic signal construction at 3721 Old Court Road. Award total $35,728. And finally, a purchase order with Tesco Specialty Vehicles LLC. This provides for the purchase of a mobile clinic, which will be utilized by the Department of Health and Human Services. HHS has received grant funding for this purchase, and Tesco Specialty Vehicles is the only vendor able to provide a complete turnkey mobile medical clinic prior to the grant deadline of June 30th of this year, according to the justification. This award total is $240,000.
Okay, thank you. Any questions or comments from the members?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Councilman Batoka?
Two comments. One is, thank you for the lights on Old Court Road. It's an important one. And then the second one is a question just in procedure for the miscellaneous business. So on the sewage pumps, the estimated award total is $500,000. That seems, I mean, the need for sewage pumps, no doubt we have that need.
Parts.
Parts. But wouldn't that be part of the capital budget, or it just seems odd that this would come in after the fact? But such a large expenditure and kind of an expenditure that we anticipate. Just would like some clarification on it.
Thank you, Councilman, for the question. These items would already be factored into the capital budget or the appropriate operating budgets. These are just notifications that they went through a sole source or a 902F justification.
So the council doesn't have any role in approving that contract, or we learn after?
The council has, these are commodities that go through, that have gone through the normal purchasing process that are either, and sometimes they will go up in front of you for approval when the agencies say that they have a 902F or sole source. These are other ones that went outside of that. They're called red tags, but they were competitively bid. We work with the supplier to get the best price possible.
And I don't want to belabor the point, but is there not a cost threshold? Because this is $500,000. Just curious how this came about in this way.
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question again?
So is there a cost threshold related to the way this comes before the council? Because this is $500,000 in parts for the pumps. And my question is, why is it coming to the council in this way?
So again, these are for commodities that do not go to, that are excluded from the council approval process that again so these are commodities, they're either sole source or 902F justifications, which is in best interest of the county. These commodities do not need council approval, so I believe the charter requires that they be read during the council.
But there's no cost threshold in the charter, I guess. Okay,
No.
that was my question. Thank you.
Thank you. Any additional questions, comments? Next item, Mr. Secretary.
Next, Mr. Chairman, is Resolution 16-23. This is a resolution for the county to accept a donation of office chairs from Under Armour to the fire department. This is for introduction only this evening or this afternoon.
Any chairs?
I think it's 100.
100? Okay. 80?
Oh, 80.
Okay, sounds good. Next item, Mr. Secretary.
Next item, Mr. Chairman, is Resolution 17-23. This resolution is sponsored by the chairman, and this resolution would request that the council approve allowing the Patapsco Granite Area Community Plan to be updated with the acknowledgement of the Department of Planning for introduction only this afternoon.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
And
you.
is any further business to come before the council?
There is no further business, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, no further business. Any questions or comments from the members before we adjourn? A motion to adjourn? Been moved and seconded? All in favor?
Aye.
The ayes have it. The meeting is adjourned. Do we have any speakers?
Mr. Chair, we don't do speakers at the budget adoption.
Okay, good. Let's know. All right, thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Sure. This